Making Tax Digital is coming, and we're going to break it down in real simple terms for you to understand. So at the NHBF, we are working with Nuvo Accountancy, but just to give members some background, why have we chose Nuvo Accountancy?
Yeah, so Nuvo Accountancy, here we like to provide clear-cut, jargon-free accountancy services to help you stay compliant and complete your taxes, but then spend more time on your business and doing what you guys do best.
Let's start with the basics. What is Making Tax Digital?
Yeah, so Making Tax Digital for income tax is part of the government's move to modernise how small businesses manage their tax. It's been introduced in stages, so from April 2026, if your turnover is over £50,000, from April 2027, if it's over £30,000, and from 2028, if it's over £20,000. Essentially, it just means that we're moving from one annual tax return to more regular digital updates.
Okay, that's great. So if you're running a small business or a salon or renting a chair, or if you're working for yourself, what does that actually mean in real terms?
Yeah, so if your total income from self-employment or from renting a property is above £50,000, you'll need to submit updates to HMRC every quarter, as well as the final declaration at the end of the year. The key thing to remember is you're not paying tax quarterly. You're just submitting an estimate ahead of time so you can avoid any nasty tax surprises.
So I think a lot of our members will be thinking, well, will that affect me? Is that me that's going to have to do that?
So anyone with a total income of over £50,000 from self-employment or rental income, and it's really important to remember that this is based on your turnover, not your profit. If you earn £45,000 from your business and then £10,000 from a rental property, even though individually those come underneath the £50,000, combined you're at £55,000. So you would fall under Making Tax Digital. So we want to be looking at your combined income, not necessarily individual.
Okay, so what will make it feel more different than what you do now? So from your day-to-day business, how will that change things?
Yeah, really the main change is just going to be increasing how regularly you keep your records up to date. So what you're going to need to do is record your income, keep on top of your expenses, and then just submit that quarterly update. It's essentially just about real-time record keeping rather than leaving everything until the end of the tax year and just staying on top of new deadlines. Modern software can also automate a lot of the process. So things like your direct debits, they can categorise that automatically. So again, you don't have to spend time doing that. You can spend more time on your business.
Fantastic. So let's keep things really simple. Where would the best place to start be for somebody who's obviously going to be doing this MTD from now on?
A great place to start is just having a separate bank account to your business if you don't do that already, and keeping your records up to date and not leaving everything until just before the deadline. The earlier you build good habits, the easier it becomes, and it's just keep it simple and don't overcomplicate things.
A lot of people are asking, do I need to change how I currently work?
Yes, so under Making Tax Digital, you will need to use a compatible software. HMRC does provide a list of approved options. We typically recommend tools like Xero or Free Agent. The key is choosing something that works for you and automates as much as possible.
And what happens if you do leave this too late?
The reality of this is that it creates pressure and you're more likely to make mistakes. Many people already feel unsure when it comes to the taxes, so just leaving things to the last minute just adds to that uncertainty. The best approach is to give yourself time. Understand what you're submitting and don't be afraid to ask questions when needed.
What do you actually need to track?
So you're really just going to track your income and expenses. You're not expected to complete a full tax return every quarter. We're just keeping HMRC up to date with what we're earning and what we're spending. Your other income, like your bank interest and your pensions, that is still included at the end of the year. So it's just your self-employment and rental.
And another question that we're asked quite a lot is, will this change how I pay my tax?
No. So your payment date stays exactly the same. It's still the 31st of January at the end of the tax year, and then 31st of July if you make payments on account.
And will it cost me anything extra to actually set my Make Tax Digital up and running?
Yeah, so you won't have any extra tax, but you will have software fees, which obviously will depend on what software you use. And then if you use an accountant, you're going to have your fees for that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so remember, you don't have to figure this out on your own. The NHBF are always here to help and support you.